I have lived in 8 different towns in 5 different states so far in my life. And, people are pretty much the same wherever you go. They can be jerks, they can be really great. But each place does have its own sort of charm, if you will. For example, I went to junior high school in Amherst, Massachusetts, where it is not uncommon for your pot dealer to also be one of your parents. They're just like you and me. They really are. They're good people. After college, I lived in Texas for a while, and I learned pretty quickly that there is still socially acceptable for a male employer to refer to his female employees as, "Why, hello there, little lady." Now, as a Yankee, I was, maybe a little offended, but again, that's how it is down there. So after Texas, I moved to Philadelphia, and having never been here before, having never been loved back by the city of Philadelphia, until this one day. So I'm waiting for the bus, and a good story in Philadelphia always starts with SEPTA. I'm waiting at 20th and Walnut to get into West Philadelphia, and there are 2 other women in line with me underneath the bus shelter. The woman at the beginning of the line is this petite little waspy girl. She looks like she just graduated from college and is probably at her first big job, and she's in this fabulous red fitted coat that says that she's professional and also fashionable. The woman next to her is this 70-year-old black woman who's got this fantastic Sunday floral hat on, and she's just adorable. She looks like your grandmother, and I wanted to go to tea with her. And then there's me looking schlubby, as I always do. So across from us is beautiful Rittenhouse Square, and then to the west is some restaurants, including the Irish pub. Today there were some trailers lined up along 20th Street. There were thick wires strewn across the street, and there were giant lights, set lights, pointed at the Irish pub. So clearly they're filming something. And at the time we had been getting daily updates from the news about where Sylvester Stallone was in town. Because he was in town filming Rocky VI, Rocky Balboa, fine film. You should all see it. So it was, Sylvester Stallone is in South Philadelphia eating dinner. Sylvester Stallone was at the Rocky Steps, running up and down. So, this could have been what was going on, or it could have been any number of things that get filmed in Philadelphia. And we were all just, very unimpressed. We were very cool about it, just sitting there waiting for our bus. And then this minivan pulls up, this beat-up, pale blue Astro minivan, and the woman in the passenger seat starts going, "They're making a movie! They're making a movie! They're making a movie!" Which was very, very alarming to the people just standing there waiting for the bus. And I kind of forgave her because she was probably in her little, automobile bubble. She kind of forgot that the rest of the world is out there. She's probably singing at the top of her lungs, swearing at other drivers, like we all do when we're in our cars. She probably completely forgot that the window was rolled down and we could all hear her, and that in Philadelphia, when you're parked in a car on the curb, you are about this far away from the pedestrian standing on the corner. She probably didn't realize that being in a minivan, she was pretty much at eye level with the woman in the red coat, so she could have reached out and touched her. She was totally in this woman's face and just didn't seem to notice. But then, as she's going, "They're making a movie, they're making a movie," she turns and goes, "They're making a movie, what is it, what is it, what is it?" She totally knows her window is rolled down. Now she's trying to communicate with us. So we're all getting a little freaked out. And the woman in the red coat, she really just doesn't know what to do. She's like, I'm just waiting for the bus, I don't know. And the woman in the van wouldn't stop. And she's bouncing up and down, and now, she doesn't mind that the whole van is bouncing up and down with her. So Grandma and I kind of give each other looks like, "God, that poor lady." That's not me, though. This goes on and on and on, and I start to feel a little bit bad, and this is like the longest red light ever in Philadelphia. Other people are starting to look. And against my better judgment, against every other experience I've ever had with human beings, I decide I'm going to be folksy, I'm going to try to participate, I'm going to try to ease the situation, and, jump in, because, the woman in the red is clearly terrified, and the woman in the minivan, honestly, I kind of felt bad for her. She's just looking for some human interaction, It's not a big deal, so I kind of lean forward and I go, maybe it's Rocky. And she turns and she goes, "What? Maybe it's Rocky? Over there, Rocky maybe?" And she turns back to the Irish pub and assesses the scene. And just as the light turns green, she turns back to me and goes, "It ain't no Rocky, dumb bitch," and the van pulls it back. And that's when I knew I had been welcomed to the city of brotherly love.